Inzektor is an archetype of dark insect monsters which was introduced in Order of Chaos. Most Inzektor monsters equip themselves with other Inzektor monsters from the hand or graveyard, or have effects that trigger when they are equipped to one. Appearance. The Inzektor monsters appears to be humanoids wearing various insect-styled armor. They also seem to be heavily inspired by the Kamen Rider franchise. Etymology. Each Inzektor monster is named after a type of arthropod. Playing style. Inzektor Dragonfly, Inzektor Centipede and, to a certain extent, Inzektor Firefly benefit from being equipped by an Inzektor monster, while Inzektor Hornet, Inzektor Ant, Inzektor Ladybug, Inzektor EARWIG, Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS, Inzektor GIGA-CRICKET and Inzektor GIGA-WEEVIL furnish benefits as equipment. Inzektor Dragonfly, Inzektor Ant, Inzektor Centipede and Inzektor Hornet can equip themselves with Inzektor monsters from the hand or graveyard. If an equip card equipped to it is sent to the graveyard, Dragonfly special summons any other Inzektor from the deck, while Centipede adds an Inzektor from the deck to the hand. Regular Inzektor monsters that work as equipment have a few different effects. The level 3 ones increase the level of the monster they are equipped to by 3. Inzektor Hornet has the additional effect of increasing the host monster's ATK and def by 500 and 200 respectively and can destroy one card on the field by sending itself to the graveyard. Inzektor Ant can destroy itself in place of the host monster while also boosting its ATK and def by 200 and 600 respectively. The effects of Hornet and Ant trigger the effects of Inzektor Dragonfly and Inzektor Centipede. GIGA Inzektor monsters can equip themselves right away from your hand and can increase the host monster's stats. GIGA-MANTIS makes its host's ATK 2400 and GIGA-WEEVIL makes its host's def 2600. In addition, if they are sent to the graveyard while equipped, they summon another Inzektor from the graveyard. EXA-Inzektor monsters are the XYZ monsters of this archetype and are able to equip your opponent's monsters to themselves. The Inzektor released in Order of Chaos aim to XYZ summon a rank 6 XYZ monster, but later, in Galactic Overlord, new Inzektors are focusing to get to a rank 5 instead of 6 using level 2 and 5 Inzektors. Since the announcement of September 2012 lists, Inzektor decks have taken some very serious blows due to limitation of both Inzektor Hornet and Inzektor Dragonfly, which were their most important primary cards. However, supports from other Inzektor cards such as Inzektor Sword, ZEKT and Inzektor Ladybug can still retain this deck's playability. Inzektors are an aggressive archetype, picking off cards and swarming while increasing card presence. The goal of any successful Inzektor playstyle should be field control via the destruction effect of Inzektor Hornet. Almost any Inzektor monster can equip Inzektor Hornet and use Hornet's effect to send it to the graveyard to destroy any card on your opponent's side of the field. If used in conjunction with the effect of Inzektor Dragonfly to special summon any Inzektor monster from your deck after losing an equip card, you can quickly net +1 gains to field control. If you use Inzektor Dragonfly to summon Inzektor Centipede, you can add any Inzektor card from deck to hand, including any spell cards or trap cards. A player can add another Inzektor Dragonfly to hand to be used next turn or grab Inzektor Sword, ZEKT, which can turn even the weakest Inzektors into powerful beaters. And if Inzektor Sword, ZEKT ever goes from the field to the graveyard, it can add an Inzektor monster in your graveyard back to your hand. Inzektor Ladybug can be used to increase the level of any monster on your side of the field by 1 or 2, making XYZ or Synchro summoning even more versatile. A player can employ the same Inzektor loop but with Inzektor Ladybug instead of Inzektor Hornet to make powerful rank 5 monster cards like Tiras, Keeper of Genesis, Adrius, Keeper of Armageddon or number 61, Valkasaurus. It's recommended to do this if your opponent has not played anything to their side of the field, making the destruction effect of Inzektor Hornet useless. Finally, Inzektors are capable of a powerful OTK. In the event that your opponent has not summoned any monsters or played any spells or traps in the hope of stalling, an Inzektor player can equip an Inzektor Sword, ZEKT caliber to their Inzektor Dragonfly and destroy it with Inzektor Hornet. By doing so, a player triggers the effect of Inzektor Dragonfly twice, putting 2 monsters onto the field, instead of 1. The player can also make use of the effect of Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS to special summon a monster if destroyed while equipped to get even more monsters on the field. And then using number 20, GIGA-BRILLIANT to increase the attack of every monster on the field by 300. A player can quickly swarm the field. Armageddon Knight, Howling Insect, Mystic Tomato, and Verdant Sanctuary raise the consistency of Inzektor combos. Max C can be used to provide draw power. Also, you can use Tour Guide from the Underworld to help thin the deck and quickly XYZ summon rank 3 monsters. Summoner Monk can be used to summon Armageddon Knight and dump Inzektor Hornet or Inzektor Ladybug. You can then XYZ summon La Valval Chain and use its effect to dump Hornet or Ladybug or put Dragonfly on top of the deck. Inzektor Ant. Once per turn, you can equip 1 Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 3, also it gains ATK and def equal to this card's ATK and def. If the equipped monster would be destroyed, you can destroy this equipped card instead. Equip this card to Inzektor Centipede or Inzektor Dragonfly on the first turn to prevent them from being destroyed. If they would be destroyed by a card effect, this card can be destroyed instead. The effect of Dragonfly can be used to special summon another Inzektor. The effect of Centipede can be used to search for one. This does not work if destroyed by battle, since Inzektor Centipede and Inzektor Dragonfly do not get their effects if the equip card is sent to the graveyard during the damage step. Inzektor Centipede. Once per turn, you can equip 1 Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. If an equip card, S, is sent to your graveyard while equipped to this card, except during the damage step, you can add 1 Inzektor card from your deck to your hand. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 3. Equip this card with Inzektor Ant so that if this card would be destroyed, you can destroy that card instead and add an Inzektor monster from your deck to your hand. Equip this card with Inzektor Hornet, then use Inzektor Hornet to destroy one of your opponent's cards, while gaining a search from this card's effect. Or, if this card is equipped with another equip card also, destroy that card with the effect of Inzektor Hornet instead to gain 2 searches from this card's effect. Good examples of equip cards to destroy include Inzektor Sword, ZEKT Caliber and Smoke Grenade of the Thief, for extra card advantage. Equip this card with Heart of Clear Water to instantly activate this card's effect, since Heart of Clear Water will destroy itself. Inzektor Dragonfly. Once per turn, you can equip 1 Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. If an equip card, S, is sent to your graveyard while equipped to this card, except during the damage step, you can special summon 1 Inzektor monster from your deck, except Inzektor Dragonfly. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 3. Equip this card with Inzektor Hornet, then use Hornet to destroy one of the opponent's cards. Then special summon another Inzektor monster like Inzektor Centipede or Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS from the deck, which can then be equipped with Hornet and can be used to search for another Inzektor monster. Before using Hornet, equip Inzektor Dragonfly with Heart of Clear Water. When it is destroyed, from the ATK of Dragonfly becoming 1500 because of the effect of Hornet, special summon an additional Inzektor monster. Activate emergency provisions, and then use this card's effect to special summon. Though it may seem strange to destroy with cards other than Inzektor Hornet, try to destroy your opponent's spell and trap cards before summoning this card. The opponent's field could be hiding a Solemn Warning or Chain Disappearance, both of which could potentially ruin your turn if they aren't taken care of. Equip Inzektor Hornet to Inzektor Dragonfly, then equip Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS from your hand to it, and finally use Hornet to destroy GIGA-MANTIS. Since they sent to the graveyard at different times, Hornet was sent as a cost and GIGA-MANTIS was sent at the resolution of the effect of Hornet. Dragonfly can be used to special summon 2 Inzektor monsters from your deck, and GIGA-MANTIS can special summon 1 from your graveyard. Or equip Inzektor Sword, ZEKT Caliber to Dragonfly instead of GIGA-MANTIS to add an Inzektor monster from your graveyard back to your hand while still getting to summon 2 Inzektor monsters from your deck. Inzektor EARWIG. Once per turn, you can equip 1 Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster gains ATK and def equal to this card's ATK and def. When this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, the monster this card was equipped to gains 1000 ATK, until the end phase. Inzektor FIREFLY. Once per turn, you can equip 1 Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. If an Inzektor card equips to this card, you can look at all set cards your opponent controls. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 1, also it gains ATK and def equal to this card's ATK and def. Inzektor GIGA-CRICKET. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 insect type monster from your graveyard to target 1 face-up Inzektor monster you control. Equip this card from the graveyard to that target. This effect of Inzektor GIGA-CRICKET can only be used once per turn. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's original ATK becomes 2000, and if it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Equip your Inzektor Dragonfly with an Inzektor Ladybug from your hand or graveyard, then proceed to send Ladybug to the graveyard to increase the level of Dragonfly to 5. Activate the effect of Dragonfly to special summon Inzektor GIGA-CRICKET from your deck. Proceed to XYZ summon any rank 5 XYZ monster, including Inzektor EXA-STAG. Banish Inzektor Dragonfly from your graveyard to equip this card to an Inzektor monster. After you perform the combo with Dragonfly, Inzektor Hornet and Inzektor Centipede, XYZ summon Leviair the Sea Dragon and special summon the banished Dragonfly to restart the combo. Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS. You can target 1 face-up Inzektor monster you control, equip this card from your hand to that target. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's original ATK becomes 2400. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can target 1 Inzektor monster in your graveyard except Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS, special summon that target. This effect of Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS can only be used once per turn. You can special summon this card from your deck with Inzektor Dragonfly. This works great in a pure insect deck, as you can also run Solidarity to get a 3200 ATK beat stick out on your first turn. You can use variable form to equip this card with another Inzektor, such as Inzektor Hornet or Inzektor Ant, which would allow it to gain additional ATK and def, as well as the effects of the equipped cards. When combined with the ATK boost of Inzektor Hornet, this card can increase the ATK of any Inzektor monster to 2900. Use this to attack over strong monsters, particularly Stardust Dragon, which can't be destroyed with the effect of Inzektor Hornet. If your opponent has a face-up Light and Darkness Dragon on the field and you have a face-up Inzektor on the field and Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS in your hand, you can use GIGA-MANTIS effect to equip itself from the hand to the face-up Inzektor you control. LAD will negate the activation, but since GIGA-MANTIS isn't destroyed by LAD's effect, it remains in the hand and can activate its effect again. This can start a loop because you can repeat this until LAD can no longer stop it. Combo an Inzektor with this card equipped with Deck Devastation Virus for more hand and field control. Inzektor GIGA-WEEVIL. You can target 1 face-up Inzektor monster you control, equip this card from your hand to that target. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's original def becomes 2600. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can target 1 Inzektor monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. This effect of Inzektor GIGA-WEEVIL can only be used once per turn. While this card may be overlooked in favor of Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS, the one advantage this card has over GIGA-MANTIS is that it can special summon itself if sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster. With this in mind, use this card with Inzektor Dragonfly to quickly XYZ summon a rank 6 XYZ monster. You can use Armor Blast to easily activate this card's effect and destroy 2 cards your opponent controls. Inzektor Hopper. Once per turn, you can equip one Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 4. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can send this equipped card to the graveyard. The monster it was equipped to can attack your opponent directly this turn. Other monsters cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. Equip this card to Inzektor Dragonfly and activate this card's effect to allow Inzektor Dragonfly to attack directly this turn. Use the effect of Inzektor Dragonfly to special summon Inzektor Hornet and equip it with this card, from the graveyard, using its effect. Equip this card to Inzektor Centipede, then use its effect so Centipede can attack directly. Use Centipede's effect to search out Inzektor Axe, ZEKTAHAWK and equip it to Centipede, then attack your opponent directly without fear of spells and traps. If you summoned Inzektor EXA-BEETLE and used its effect to equip Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS, summon this card and use variable form to equip this card to EXA-BEETLE to allow it to attack directly for 3600 damage. You can also use this tactic with Inzektor EXA-STAG once it has equipped enough strong monsters with its effect. Equip either Inzektor Sword, ZEKT Caliber or Inzektor Axe, ZEKTAHAWK to this card to meet the requirements for either Deck Devastation Virus or Eradicator Epidemic Virus. If it's the sword, then Hopper, or another Inzektor, will bounce right back to your hand after being tributed. Inzektor Hornet. Once per turn, you can equip one Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 3, also it gains ATK and def equal to this card's ATK and def. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can send this equipped card to the graveyard to target one card on the field, destroy that target. Send this card to the graveyard with Foolish Burial, Armageddon Knight or Dark Griffer. Equip this card to either Inzektor Dragonfly or Inzektor Centipede. After using this card's effect to destroy one card your opponent controls, activate the effect of Dragonfly to special summon another Inzektor or use the effect of Centipede to search for one. By summoning Centipede with the effect of Dragonfly, you can combine these tactics. Equip this card to an Inzektor Dragonfly that is equipped with Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS, then use a card effect to destroy Mantis. Special summon an Inzektor from your graveyard with the effect of Mantis and special summon 2 Inzektor from deck with Dragonfly's effect to swarm the field for either more control or an OTK setup. You can also use this card on an Inzektor Centipede, then equip a GIGA-MANTIS and use Hornet's effect to destroy Giga. Now you get 2 Inzektors adds from your deck, plus you can special summon an Inzektor from your graveyard by using Giga effect. This combo is good for reviving an Inzektor Dragonfly that you might have detached for a XYZ material. Inzektor Ladybug. Once per turn, you can equip one Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 2, also it gains ATK and def equal to this card's ATK and def. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can send this equipped card to the graveyard to target one face-up monster you control, increase that target's level by up to 2. If you equip this card to Inzektor Dragonfly or Inzektor Centipede, you can gain their effects instantly by using this card's effect to increase their level by 1 or 2. Equip this card to Inzektor Dragonfly and use this card to increase its level by 2. Then special summon Inzektor Centipede and equip it with this card and send this card to increase its level by 2 and search for Inzektor Hornet. Then send Dragonfly back to your hand to special summon Gen X ally Birdman and synchro with Birdman and Centipede for a level 8 synchro monster. The result is a boss monster on the field and a Dragonfly Hornet play in store for them next turn. Equip this card to Inzektor Dragonfly and use this card to increase its level by 2. Then special summon Inzektor Centipede, or you can special summon Inzektor GIGA-CRICKET to overlay straight away, and equip it with this card and send this card to increase its level by 2 and search for any Inzektor monster, Inzektor Dragonfly is recommended to start again next turn. Then you can overlay both the level 5 Inzektor monsters to make a powerful rank 5 XYZ monster, including Inzektor Exastag, number 61, Valkasaurus or Tiras, Keeper of Genesis. Powered Inzektron. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. When this card is synchro summoned, this turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, also you take no damage. Synchro summon this card during your opponent's turn using Formula Synchron, Steam Synchron, Urgent Tuning or TG. Wonder Magician to ensure you can survive the turn. You can summon this card and then play the Seal of Orichalcos. Inzektron will survive and have 3000 ATK. Synchro summon this card using Vice Berserker to have a 4500 beat stick that cannot be destroyed. Also, you will not take damage from Vice Berserker. You can use Limita removal to further double its ATK, and it won't be destroyed during the end phase. Use Mecha Phantom Beast Blue Impala with another level 3 Mecha Phantom Beast monster in your hand to synchro summon this card easily. The turn this card is synchro summoned would be a good time to activate effects like Power Bond or Aegis of Gaia, since you won't have to worry about the negative effects of those cards. Inzektor EXA-BEETLE. 2 level 6 monsters. When this card is XYZ summoned, you can target one monster in either player's graveyard, equip that target to this card. This card gains ATK and def equal to half the original ATK and def of the monster equipped by this effect. Once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card to target one face-up card on each side of the field, send those targets to the graveyard. This card can also be XYZ summoned by using rank up Magic Astral Force on number 66, Master Key Beetle. In a Hazy Flame deck, this card not only can be summoned easily, but can take part in a good combo, detach a material, and target a face-up card your opponent controls, as well as a face-up Hazy Glory card under your control. Then activate the effect of Glory and send it to the graveyard as a cost for its own effect, retrieving a Hazy card in the process of getting rid of an annoying opponent's card. As a last resort, the monster equipped to EXA-BEETLE can be sent to the graveyard, so to not waste powerful cards. Then, use the weakened EXA-BEETLE to XYZ summon Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger. This card can be XYZ summoned, then equip it with a Light Pulsar Dragon. Activate this card's effect, targeting Light Pulsar and another card. Because sending them both to the graveyard happens at the same time, the effect of Light Pulsar can be triggered, reviving a level 5 or higher Dark Dragon type monster of your choice. Then Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger can be overlay using EXA-BEETLE and have 2 big monsters to attack with, maybe even 3 if Red Eye's Darkness Metal Dragon is revived with Light Pulsar and used its effect to revive yet another dragon. Equip this card with monsters that activate when they're destroyed and / or sent from anywhere on the field to the graveyard, but cannot miss the timing, like Card Trooper, Goblin Zombie or Mermail Abyss Linda. Then overlay Gaia Dragon using EXA-BEETLE, causing the equipped monster to be destroyed and sent to the graveyard, which will trigger the equipped monster's effect. This monster is easily XYZ summoned by using one Giga Plant / IL Blood to revive another, or with one of them and Knight of the Red Lotus in a Gemini monster deck. This card can quickly be XYZ summoned by special summoning Destiny Hero, Malicious and normal summoning Laval Lancelord, Majestic Mech, Oa, Malevolent Mech, Gakuen or Dododo Warrior. Rekindling can also be used to summon and overlay to Laval Lancelord. An equipped Lancelord will get its effect when EXA-BEETLE leaves the field. Normal summon Overdrive Teleporter or Puppet Master and use its effect to special summon a tuner and a non-tuner. Then synchro summon a level 6 synchro monster and overlay both of them for this card. Alternatively, use Puppet Master to revive a level 6 fiend, such as Chaos the Shadow Monarch, and any other monster. Equip Guardian Dreadscythe to this card via its first effect, then send it from the field to the graveyard with this card's second effect, easily allowing yourself to summon Dreadscythe without the need to use Guardian Ethos. This is now impossible, due to a ruling. Equip this card with an opponent's monster that your opponent intends to revive, such as Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon or Machina Fortress, in order to keep it out of the graveyard. By equipping a Light and Darkness Dragon to this card, it can gain 1400 ATK, and when it's destroyed, the effect of Light and Darkness Dragon will activate. Note that it's only equipped with a monster when XYZ summoned, so no loop like the one with Dragunity Armolevatan is possible. After equipping it with LAD, using up all its materials for its effect, and attacking, use Deck Devastation Virus or Eradicator Epidemic Virus to cripple your opponent and special summon. This card can be used in a Dragunity deck since most of their synchro monsters are level 6, and they have useful monsters that have effects as equip cards, like Dragunity Acclies. Activate Future Fusion, sending at least 2 Jinzo and 2 Jinzo, Returner to the graveyard, special summoning both Jinzo with the effect of the 2 Returner, then overlay. Your opponent can be tricked into using the effect of Stardust Dragon, then summon this monster, and equip Stardust to it, making your opponent unable to revive it. In an Inzektor deck, this monster can be equipped with an Inzektor Hornet or Inzektor Ant that was unequipped and destroyed when this card was XYZ summoned. It then gains 1.5 times the equipped card's ATK and def, and it gets a useful effect. It can be equipped with an Inzektor Giga- monster with its effect to give it a massive stat increase, 3600 ATK with Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS, 3000 ATK, and piercing with Inzektor GIGA-CRICKET or 3900 def for Inzektor GIGA-WEEVIL. This card can be used in a Jurak deck by using 2 copies of Jurak Hura, and in a EVOL deck by using EVOL Sor Elias and another level 6 dinosaur type fire attribute monster. This card's effect can be used to equip a ZW, Unicorn Spear, and gain a monster with 3850 ATK. Unicorn Spear gives its effects to any card which it is equipped to, not just number C39, Utopia Ray. This card can be equipped to Inzektor EXA-BEETLE by that monster's effect, and increase the ATK of EXA-BEETLE by 2850 to create a monster with 3850 ATK, 1000 base from EXA-BEETLE plus 1900/2, from the effect of EXA-BEETLE plus 1900 from this card's effect, that negates the effects of any monster it battles. This card's effect can be used to equip itself with a monster with cards like Shooting Quasar Dragon, YugiReader, Terror Incarnate and Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. When they leaves the field, they still receive their respective effects. Inzektor EXA-STAG. 2 level 5 insect type monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card to target 1 monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard. Equip that target to this card. This card gains ATK and def equal to half the original ATK and def of the monster, equipped by this effect. To XYZ summon this card, you can use level 5 monsters that are easy to summon, the Tricky or Cyber Dragon, with DNA surgery to change them to insect type, or use Primitive Butterfly. You can use cards like Gigaplant or Ninjutsu Art of Transformation to summon a level 5 insect type monster. Just like Inzektor EXA-BEETLE, you can equip Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS or GIGA-CRICKET. Using both effects, you can increase this card's ATK to 3600 or 3000, respectively. In the case of the latter, you will also inflict piercing damage. You can use this card's effect to equip monsters that are annoying to deal with, or important to the opponent's strategy. For example, equip an opponent's wind-up Zenmanes to avoid having it destroy something, or you can equip a Fire King High Avatar Garanix from your opponent's graveyard, so that it cannot special summon itself. XYZ summon this card by first equipping Inzektor Dragonfly with Inzektor Ladybug. Activate the ability of Inzektor Ladybug and target Inzektor Dragonfly. Special summon Inzektor GIGA-CRICKET with the effect of Inzektor Dragonfly and overlay Inzektor GIGA-CRICKET with Inzektor Dragonfly, who will now be level 5 from the effect of Inzektor Ladybug. Alternatively, after using Inzektor Ladybug on Inzektor Dragonfly, Special summon Inzektor Centipede and use Ladybug on him as well, then use his effect to add another Inzektor card to your hand. If Inzektor GIGA-CRICKET is used as one of the XYZ materials, detach it first so you can equip an opponent's monster and use Cricket's effect to equip it to this card from the graveyard to potentially boost this card's ATK to a very high level and grant it piercing damage. Inzektor PICOFALENA. 2 insect monsters. If this card is link summoned, you can discard one card, then target one other insect monster you control, equip one insect monster from your deck to it as an equip spell that gains this effect. The equipped monster gains 500 ATK/def. You can target 3 insect monsters in your GY, shuffle them into the deck, then draw one card. You can only use each effect of Inzektor PICOFALENA once per turn. This card can be link summoned by using the token summoned with Worm Bait. This card's first effect can be used to have a target for Cocoon of Ultra Evolution. Armor Blast. Target one face-up Inzektor card you control and 2 face-up cards your opponent controls, destroy them. You can use Inzektor Sword, ZEKT to avoid destroying an Inzektor monster and to activate its effect. You can use this on an equipped Inzektor monster, especially if equipped to an Inzektor monster, then can equip an Inzektor monster to itself, once per turn. Use either an equipped Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS or Inzektor GIGA-WEEVIL equipped to Inzektor Dragonfly or Inzektor Centipede as the cost for this card to gain a huge card advantage. As an added bonus, Mantis and Weevil can equip themselves from the hand, so you can still use Dragonfly and Centipede's equip effect on another monster. Final Inzection. Send 5 face-up Inzektor cards you control to the graveyard, destroy all cards your opponent controls. Also, during the battle phase of this turn, your opponent cannot activate monster effects that activate in the hand or graveyard. This card's effect that prevents the effects of effect monsters from activating is useful to counter cards like Necrogardna in the graveyard, or even effects from the hand like Kuriba or Battle Fader. Have your own counter cards set in case your opponent counters with Destruction Jammer, Starlight Road, My Body as a Shield, Stardust Dragon, The Huge Revolution is Over, etc. Inzektor Axe, ZEKTAHAWK. Equip only to an Inzektor monster. It gains 1000 ATK. When the equipped monster declares an attack, your opponent cannot activate spell/trap cards. Inzektor Crossbow, ZEKTAHAWK. Equip only to an Inzektor monster. It gains 500 ATK. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of the equipped monster's effects. This card can be searched via Inzektor Centipede and Hidden Armory. Note that you won't protect your Inzektor monsters from effect Valor with this card, since your opponent will simply chain Valor to the activation of this card. Inzektor Sword, ZEKT. Equip only to an Inzektor monster. It gains 800 ATK and def. When this face-up card on the field is sent to the graveyard, target one Inzektor monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Combine Inzektor Sword, ZEKT with Scrubbed Raid, send it to the graveyard, then gain its effect along with that of the equipped monster, such as Inzektor Dragonfly. Use this card with Inzektor Ant and Variable Form. Summon Ant, then activate Variable Form to summon Inzektor Hornet after equipping it. Then equip either one with this card and XYZ summon a rank 3 XYZ monster. This card is sent to the graveyard, giving you the chance to search for Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS and letting you equip it as a second equip card. Inzektor Gauntlet. Target one face-up Inzektor monster you control, equip this card to that target. It gains 1000 def, and cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Use this card to a monster already equipped with Inzektor GIGA-WEEVIL, that way, it will have at least 3600 def, which will be hard to destroy by battle, and this card will further protect it from card effects. With this card, your equipped Inzektor won't be destroyed by your opponent's Dark Hole, Smashing Ground, Mirror Force, etc. Equip this card to a monster along with Mist Body to make it nearly invincible, so long as it is still equipped. Inzektor Orb. Target 1 face-up Inzektor monster you control, equip this card to that target. It gains 500 ATK and def. When exactly one Inzektor monster you control is targeted by a card effect, except during the damage step, you can send this equip card to the graveyard, negate that effect. This card can be used to trigger the effects of Inzektor Dragonfly and Inzektor Centipede. Note that this card doesn't have to be equipped to the monster you want to protect. Use this to block Book of Moon and Effect Veiler from messing up your equip effects. Variable form. Once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. Target 2 face-up Inzektor monsters you control, equip one to the other. Target 1 Inzektor monster you control that is an equip card, special summon that target in face-up defense position. With this, you can actually equip Inzektor monsters to Inzektor EXA-BEETLE, since it doesn't have the effect of other Inzektor monsters to equip itself with other monsters. You can also use this card to equip either Inzektor GIGA-MANTIS or Inzektor GIGA-WEEVIL with other Inzektor monsters, as they lack the ability to equip other Inzektor monsters. Use this card in the main phase with any of the equip Inzektor monsters to essentially special summon any Inzektor from the graveyard. ZEKT conversion. When a face-up Inzektor monster you control is targeted for an attack, target the attacking monster, equip the attack target to that attacking monster. Take control of the equipped monster while it is equipped with an Inzektor monster by this effect. Summon Inzektor Hornet to the field and set this card. Then once your opponent attacks Hornet, you can activate this card to steal your opponent's monster and have Hornet as a equipment card for detaching later. Use the stolen monster for a special summon, XYZ, Synchro, Ritual, or even a tribute summon. With the release of Galactic Overlord, Inzektors gain Inzektor Ladybug, a surprisingly useful card, and one of the key components to an Inzektor Synchro deck. An Inzektor Synchro deck relies less on Hornet's field control, although that is still present and commonly led, and more on Inzektor Dragonfly's ability to summon another Inzektor, which, in this deck, can be any of levels 1 to 6. Combine this with tuners that can summon themselves, like Plague Spreader Zombie, Gen X Ally Birdman and Unknown Synchron, or tuners that can special summon more copies of themselves, like Naturia Cherries, or even tuners like Crebans that can negate attacks, and you have a remarkably flexible and surprisingly fast synchro engine. Hornet still exists for field control, but Ladybug and Hopper can trigger Inzektor Dragonfly's effect too. Inzektor Centipede exists mainly to get Inzektor Dragonfly to your hand. Inzektor Firefly can help to summon Formula Synchron, which can happen easily with 1-for-1 or similar cards. Sangan is useful, as it searches every Inzektor you would need as well as your tuners. Debris Dragon can revive Inzektor Hornet or Inzektor Ladybug for another Synchro summon as well. Wind Up Zenmanes and Leviair the Sea Dragon are about the only XYZ you need, especially Leviair, to bring back Plague Spreader for 2 more Synchro summons. Weaknesses. Effect Veiler, Fiendish Chain and Skill Drain will easily stop Inzektor Dragonfly, Inzektor Centipede and Inzektor Ladybug from using their equip effects in the first place. Shadow Imprisoning Mirror can shut this deck down, since there will be no way of equipping Inzektor Hornet. They also depend on being able to normal summon Inzektor Dragonfly or Inzektor Centipede, so Book of Moon and Trap Hole stall the engine even just for a turn. Since the majority of their strength comes from Inzektor Hornet, DD. Crow and macro-based decks in general cause problems. Chain disappearance is also a detriment to this deck since it can banish both Inzektor Hornet and Inzektor Dragonfly, especially since both of them are currently limited, as well as Inzektor Ladybug. Virus cards such as Deck Devastation Virus also make it difficult to use this deck, since most of the low-level Inzektors have an ATK lower than 1500. Also, since this deck relies on its setup for preparing its own bombardment tactics via Inzektor Hornet, OTK-based decks such as Hieratic S can usually take down this deck even before they can get their setups going. Since Inzektor Centipede has become crucial card in most recent Inzektor builds, cards like Bottomless Trap Hole and Chaos Trap Hole are effective for dispatching Inzektor Centipede. Thunder King Ryo can also stop its deck searching effect, assuming Inzektor Hornet does not destroy it first. Against a deck running many wind attribute cards, Mystic Fairy Elfuria can badly slow down an Inzektor deck's XYZ summoning choices through the limiting rank 3, 4, 5, and 6 choices with its monster effect. And even if Mystic Fairy Elfuria leaves the field, its effect remains active until your next end phase. Finally, because of the fact that Inzektor's equipped to other monsters are treated as equip spell cards, giving way to certain abilities, cards like Dark Highlander, Eternal Rest, Really Eternal Rest, Tailor of the Fickle, The Emperor's Holiday, Disarmament, Armored Glass, Armor Break and Collected Power can knock off their abilities on the field.